everyone, this is Matt from drawingtutorialsonline.com. Welcome to this brand new how to draw the eye video. In this lesson, I'm going to share with you how I think about drawing the eye more in an organic sort of way. And then the second drawing in this video is going to be how I think about the eye in more of a surface planes sort of way. If you struggle with drawing the eye and you constantly kind of draw that almond-shaped type eye, this video will help you get past that. There's a lot of good information here, so let's get started. Lesson 12, here we go. What I'd like to do for you in this lesson number 12 is to just draw some structure. The first structure that I like to draw for you is going to be much more organic, much more round and curvy. Now, the concept that I'm trying to get across is that when you look at that drawing to the left, yeah, we see the eye, we see the lashes, we see all that fun stuff, the eyebrow, the hair. But what you want to really think about, you want to look at that eye in much more of a primitive ball in the eye socket, sphere in the eye socket. And light is hitting that sphere, okay? The light is coming from the top left. And you want to think about that eyeball not as all of these like lashes and the highlights and all that jazz. You just want to think about the ball and how the light hits that ball. Okay? Now, we could apply the modeling factors to the ball, but right now what we're going to do is we're just going to block it in. The ball really is an oval, okay? And the lower eyelid is primarily going to be in shadow. Now, on that sphere ball, it could be either or, whatever you prefer. What you want to think about are the lashes, the upper lashes and the lower lashes. You can see I'm representing them a little bit more now, very lightly. Just think about this oval shape. This is very important because in a traditional portrait setting, the light is usually going to be coming from up above, which means the lower eyelid is usually going to be in shadow. Now, with this particular eye, she was standing next to a window. So the window is coming from the top and it's coming from the left. And you can see that that eyeball is casting a shadow now towards the right on her skin. Now, this ball resides inside of a socket. And your eye socket, if you can touch your upper eyelid with your finger and right up above your upper eyelid, you feel your eye socket bone, right? The brow bone. Above your eye is this torso peanut shape. And you can see it on the left of her eye, right underneath the eyebrow. There's that little highlight. Think about that little torso peanut shape above your upper eyelid. It's very curvy. If you can feel your brow bone, the outer portion of your eye socket, it's very, very hard and it protects your eyeball. And that's why your eye is in that eye socket, for protection, obviously. Now, what we're going to do is we're just going to draw a little bit of that eyebrow edge, and that eyebrow edge, also the line that separates the light from the dark. There's a little bit of shadow there. Again, the light is coming from up above. That shadow is representing your eye socket as it turns under and into your skull. Okay, good. This is just a very, very loose interpretation of how I'm trying to visualize. Now, you see the eyebrow? Part of the eyebrow towards the bridge of the nose becomes darker because it starts to turn underneath your brow bone. Okay? Very important that you do not make your eyebrow the same value from left to right. Part of your eyebrow is on top of your brow bone and it catches much more light. So there should be a value shift on your eyebrow. It should be lighter as it gets towards the top plane of your eye socket. Now, once again, in a traditional portrait setting where the light is coming from the top, your lower eyelid is going to usually be in shadow. That does not mean you need to make it super dark. That does not mean you need to match the values. I usually make the lower eyelid much lighter than how I see it in the photo. In this particular case, I took a picture of this model standing next to a huge picture window. Excuse me. Now, let's do another drawing of this eye. But with this drawing, let's be a little bit more edgy with it and let's use the surface planes. Now, one of the things that I see in the critique gallery at drawingtutorialsonline.com, when artists upload portrait drawings, what I see when they draw their eyebrows and their eyelashes is too much of a round circular type eyebrow, too much of a round primitive circular type eyelash. You really want to think about the eye more with angles and not so primitively curved and round. The other thing that I see a lot when members upload their drawings to the gallery is that they draw the entire iris as a big round circle. But in fact, what's usually going to happen in a traditional portrait setting is half of the iris is covered by the eyelids. Okay. In this particular case, most of her eye, half of it, I'm going to say, is covered by her upper eyelid. Do you see that? So we're really just seeing half of a circle. Be more angular when you draw lashes. Okay, they have angles because of the surface planes. And don't draw the entire circle of the iris. It's going to be covered by the eyelids. Keep that in mind. The other thing that you want to keep in mind is that you want to look at the whites of the eyes as abstract shapes surrounding that iris. If you can draw those whites of the eyes accurately, you will get an accurate representation of the likeness of the person. Okay? Now, don't think of your eyelashes as a skinny little line. You want to think of them as a fuller, thicker lash. Okay, let's zoom in just a little bit more now. Now, this drawing that I'm working on right now, I'm trying to be very crisp with it. I'm trying to be very, very edgy with it, very surface plane like. The other thing to think about, again, an issue that I see constantly is people draw the irises too big, too round. That's going to be big, and the iris is going to be totally round if the person's eyes are wide open, looking up, surprised and or afraid, like shocked. Like then you'll see the eyelids like wide open, and you'll see the full iris. Then it's going to be a circle. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here with the surface planes? I'm thinking about that upper eyelid more so now as surface planes. You can see the highlight portion of that upper eyelid, and then we start to, each surface plane is going to have a different value, and it's going to gradate darker into the shadow. That's a good way to think about the eyelids in the form of surface planes. Now, when I'm working on this drawing here to the left, which I'm going to show you next in the long drawing in this course, I'm not drawing surface planes, but I'm thinking about them. There's a difference. I hate doing surface planes drawings because they never really look pretty, but you have to do them. Some people make them look really gorgeous. I don't know. My surface planes drawings, I just don't like the way that they look. But you have to do a surface planes drawing to really understand how the surface planes work. And you can see in a very primitive way the gradation now on these surface planes as we go left side of the drawings catching more light, the inside portion of her eye, the right side of the drawing, her left, yes, is more in shadow. Now, the other thing to take into consideration is most of the time, again, I'm talking about a traditional portrait setting where the light is coming from up above, the whites of the eyes are not going to be white. In this particular case, yes, one side of the eye is because it's more of a side top light. Now, do you see what I'm doing here? I'm making that lash thicker. It's not a skinny line. And you want that lash, the outer edge of the eyelash, not towards the inside of the eye near the bridge of the nose, but the outer edge. You want that to be thicker, and you want it to blend into the darkness of the iris. Now, again, make that eyebrow darker as it turns underneath the brow bone. You're definitely going to have a gradation on that eyebrow. Gradations really make your artwork sing, and these gradations are very powerful if you can implement them. Now, let's just kind of get rid of some of the white of the eye there. Your lower eyelid has that top plane ledge, okay? That tear duct is going to be totally in shadow. So these are two different representations of how you want to think about the eye. One being more organic and one being more surface planes-ish. Now I'm just trying to show you that edge of the eye socket of the skull. Torso peanut shape lives right on top of that edge as your skin rolls from the outside of the eye socket to the underplane of the eye socket, the inside of your eye socket. Now you see what I'm doing here with this portion of the eye? When I'm really tired and I wake up, I have bags under my eyes, or if I had too much food, I went out and pigged out and had a huge hamburger and fries, all this salt, you're going to get more bags under your eyes. That's something that you might want to omit, okay? Now, this is what I see a lot. It's the typical peanut shape, heavy eyelashes. Those eyelashes are going to hurt somebody. Big circle for the iris. You're not going to see that circle. Okay? Dark outline. You do not want to do a dark outline. You do not want to do these types of lashes. It almost looks like it's going to stab somebody. Okay? Typical almond shape, very curvy. Your eyes are more angular. They're not that round. Don't go super dark with the eye. It's going to have different values. Okay? So I'm just trying to be very over the top with what not to do. Don't outline the eyelids with that really dark, heavy line. That would be great if you were doing a cartoon drawing, and that could be the style in your cartoon. But this course is for more of a traditional approach, a realistic approach to drawing the eye. This course being how to draw the features of the face. Try not to outline the lower eyelid. Now, again, you can apply the modeling factors, and this would be very helpful if you want to make your drawing even more three-dimensional. So listen, thank you so much for watching this. Now we're going to move on to the long drawing, but I wanted to start with the beginning. Thank you again. Hey, thank you so much for watching that video. If you need help with your portrait drawings and you've been clicking around YouTube and you've been watching videos like the one that you've just watched, but your portrait drawings are still not improving, I think it might be time to get some one-on-one feedback on your artwork. If you're interested in something like that, you can check out the links below. In the members area of DTO, every single Monday, I film 3 hours worth of video critiques on member artwork. So a lot of members actually upload portrait drawings. Sometimes you just need somebody to say, hey, you know what? You're drawing your eyes, they're too big. I see this pattern where you always draw big eyes, or maybe you need some feedback on the entire head in general, not just the features of the face. Something to consider. So I wanted to put that out there for you. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon. Be good.